over the past couple of days, Microsoft has been seeing some absolutely insane backlash. I don't know why they decided to announce all of these price changes right before the Black Ops 7 beta, but that has been a disaster for them. And now we're seeing tons of ratios on social media on their announcement video. Lots of people, of course, still sharing the fact that they have canceled their subscriptions, and even the mainstream media trying to defend them. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I for years now have said Xbox Game Pass is a pretty good deal if you're somebody who doesn't want to constantly be spending $70 on new video games and now they're trying to raise them to $80. Yeah, paying what was $20 a month was fair, especially when you got so many day one big AAA releases. Now, of course, we could get into the conversation about how those games are extremely low quality and games like Avowed really don't cut the mustard, but putting that argument aside, this was an okay price at $20. You got access to hundreds of games, you got lots of variety, but now that it's shot up by a whopping 50% in the US, it's just not worth it. And a lot of people are, of course, rightfully extremely upset over this. I don't know why they decided to do that now, right before one of their big games is going to be releasing and the Black Ops beta is going on, but it was a decision, that's for sure. So it says Microsoft has kicked off October by announcing a significant price rise for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which comes just over a year after the last price rise for the subscription service. So it talks about how in July 2024, Microsoft raised Ultimate from $16.99 a month to $19.99 a month, with similar price increases occurring across all other markets. At the same time, it introduced a new standard tier at the original Game Pass Ultimate price point that lacks day one game access, which really is the reason why a lot of people care about Game Pass and why so many people subscribe to Ultimate, so you can get those day one releases. But the fact that you can't with the other tiers, and now you're basically forced into a $30 corner every single month, has, infuriated people. I mean, when you expect gamers to pay $360 a year, that's kind of a lot. This is not the return to the 360 that we wanted, that's for sure. Now, this article is extremely soft on Xbox, which is why I wanted to bring it up. They talk about how the updated pricing goes into effect today, and as part of the announcement, Microsoft added 45 new games to Game Pass. Like, that's really going to change it. And then they start breaking down things like Fortnite Crew and how you get access to the Fortnite Battle Pass, 1,000 V-Bucks each month and more, and then Ubisoft Classics. And they talk about the values and how Xbox says that subscribers exclusively enjoy their best quality streaming and shortest wait times. But I think that it is fascinating they don't truly go into that, because if you didn't know, one of Game Pass's hidden changes, and arguably one of the most disgusting for the future of the hobby, is that they're monetizing game quality and resolution. As you can see right here, it talks about the different tiers and how Microsoft has restructured Game Pass into 3 tiers: Essential, Premium, and Ultimate. All tiers now include access to the cloud gaming, but the streaming quality varies significantly. So Essential is up to 1080, 10 to 17 Mbps. Premium is up to 1080, and then Ultimate is up to 1440 with the highest quality, with reduced artifacts, shortest wait times, and exclusive support for select games like Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, and the Ubisoft Classics, and EA Play, and day one releases, and all of these things, and how you just need to shut up and consume product. I don't know why the Access Media decides to do this constantly. They'll touch upon an issue, but of course, because they don't want to go too hard against this company right now, because they don't want to lose that premium access that keeps them half relevant now and keeps one foot out of the grave for them, they skim over that completely. I think it is, absolutely disgusting that they are, of course, locking quality and higher resolutions behind a higher paywall, and I can't say that I'm all that shocked, right? Microsoft is a company that feels like they are untouchable, and that is why they're emboldened to make moves like this. Now, they did, of course, put up the announcement video over on their YouTube when they had announced it, and it has not gone over well. 343,000 views, 7.8k likes to 43,000 dislikes, over 13,000 comments as well, of gamers basically saying, you guys are absolutely ridiculous. Cancel subscriptions. That's how I play. Nobody can kill Xbox better than Microsoft themselves. Congratulations. You've convinced me to not renew my subscription next month. And this does suck because I know so many people get so much out of Game Pass, and I know there are going to be people out there who say, oh my gosh, it's only an extra $10. It's not that serious. But at the same time, I think it is completely unacceptable that companies feel like one day they can just say, oh, by the way, we're adding $10 to this service. We're adding $15, $20. They will always push the limits. And even if they backtrack now, let's say they go back by $5, in a year, they're just going to raise it by another $5 anyway. This is a company that makes billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. And I don't think that they should be disrespecting their customers like this. They say that they're listening, they say that they're caring, they say that they're trying to make the service better for you, but half of the offerings they're adding to try to raise the value are stupid and things people aren't going to get use out of. Now, I don't want to say nobody cares about Fortnite, but a lot of people don't care about Fortnite. So why is it that I have to pay extra for something like Fortnite Crew? Why is it that I have to pay extra for EA Play? Why is it I have to pay extra for something like Ubisoft Classics? It's just insulting to the players that they have had for years now. What do you mean my feedback? When did I ask for a price increase? I don't remember my feedback being raise the price by 50%, been subbed to Ultimate for years and happily canceled without even a flinch, especially as a Canadian, the price was beyond egregious. Yeah, never mind in places where it's more. Brave of them to leave the comments on, we've listened to your feedback is probably the most egregious gaslighting I have ever heard. And of course, there are lots of memes online, lots of images like this, raise game prices to 80, nobody pre-orders. Raise prices of Game Pass by 50%. Everyone cancels their subscription, which I just think is so hilarious that right now they're getting a bit of a taste of their own medicine. Now, I, of course, am somebody who for years has, said Game Pass is a pretty decent deal. $20 for tons of new games at release wasn't half bad, plus the existing library. But where this is basically a rental service, having to pay $30 every month for a service where you're not even getting to keep even a single copy of a game a month is just a slap in the face. And I am definitely one of the people that, of course, is rightfully extremely upset with them. And I love to see that so many people are fighting back right now, sharing the screenshots of their canceled subscriptions, saying they don't want to support these price hikes anymore, saying things like, I left in 23, so there's that. I had my Xbox Live account for 18 years total, and they've definitely upset all of their customers. So I'm sure I'll be covering this again in the future, but they are being massively ratioed right now. The access media is being extremely soft and really not criticizing them as much as they possibly could, and gamers are furious. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.